Hey guys, Bridget here. In this video we're going to recreate this dashboard app from scratch using Figma. Now this is part of an amazing UI kit called Square, which you can find on UI8. But without further ado, let's jump right into a video. Alright, so let's get started by simply creating a frame, which is going to be 1440 pixels. So we're going to select the desktop, and this is going to be a good base for this project, since we're gonna work on the desktop first before the mobile. And we're going to go ahead and add a rectangle on the top, which you can find right here. And the first thing that I usually do whenever I create a new dashboard or even website design project is to establish the high level structure. So we're going to have the header right here. I'm going to duplicate this rectangle, and we are going to add this as a side menu. Now, after that, what we're gonna do is we're going to roughly block out the space for the top level overview, which is going to be around here. We're also going to leave some space for the headline. And also we're going to add some more elements, and this is going to be a good base for us to keep the high level view at all times. Now the very next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to change the background color to this one right here, FA FP, and we are going to make all of these white for the time being. Now, as you can see, we have this slight distinction from the gray background color and the other sections right here, but we need a little bit of more visual separation. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use the line tool, and we're going to go ahead and add a line. Of course, this one is completely black, so we need to tone down the pace a little bit, and going to duplicate this, bring it over here, stretch it all the way in width, and I'm going to add the logo of the original UI kit, which is this one here. So we're just going to pretend that either we worked on the logo previously or the client provided a logo, which ideally want to ask for an SVG if it's logo around these lines. So that's that. And now we're going to create the different sections, and starting from the search. So as I'm here, I'm going to simply click and duplicate the search from the original. Now the font that has been used for this one is Roboto, which is a free Google Web font. So you can easily just go on Google, write Roboto, and you're going to find it right here. So you can easily download this font entirely for free. And it's a great font for UI and web design, because it also reacts quite well in responsive manners. So whenever you're seeing the font at small sizes on an iPhone or an Android phone or whatever phone, you're going to essentially have this very easy. So let's add a search icon, and probably going to go with this one. I'm going to essentially make this one a little bit bigger in size. I'm using Nucleo for these. Probably just a little bit smaller, right around here, and that'll do. Now the very next part is going to be adding the notification bell, which again I can find it either on Nucleo or any other icon set. We're going to add a circle right here in order to make it clear that we're having some notifications that need to be checked. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to paste the profile image, and actually before I do that I'm simply going to go on Unsplash, and this is a great plugin in order to find the royalty-free photos. So as long as it loads up, we're going to go under portrait. I'm going to select this one. As you can see, we have it right here. All right, perfect. So the very next thing that we need is the text. So we're going to add it over here, and you might notice that this second text is not Roboto anymore. It's Poppins, which again is a free Google Web Font. Now, Poppins works really well with Roboto, and in this specific case, it's being used as the primary font, while Roboto is the secondary. So it merges really well together, as you can see. So you can write over here the title. I'm going to bring this one right here. Let's add a chevron. Oops. Right here, so that the user can access the drop-down menu to access all of the settings. All right, now at this point, what we're gonna work on next is going to be the main menu. So I'm going to go over here, copy this, and I'm going to bring this one here. I'm going to write main, medium, and I'm simply going to use the original icons, which again you can find on Nucleo icons if you want. And you can go over here, type in overview, change it to Poppins, this one dark, and let's add a blue element right here. So that the user knows which one has been selected. Now at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy and paste the other icons, which are going to be set in gray since they are the non-active state, while this one is the active. And I'm going to duplicate this text just a few times using Command D. So initially I used Option Alt key, move this, and then Command D in order to copy it around the same line. Let's write in the text. Bring this one up, and we have the base. Now we need to add some another menu set, which is going to be the help menu, and I'm going to get the icons again. So we're going to need to align these and try to match the style visually as close as you can. Now I'm going to select all of these menu items, bring them right here, and I'm going to change the text. All right. And let's add the same color for visual consistency. Going to add this way above. Going to number this to 3. And there we go. Cool. So we have the side menu. Now we're going to work on the actual content. So as I noticed this, I'm going to just make this a little bit, give it a little bit of more padding on the left side. And I'm going to copy this text right here, since we're going to need a main headline. I'm going to write in overview, and I'm going to make it quite bigger, so it catches up the attention of the user. I'm going to duplicate this search as well. Show 2 points. To write in this year. Make it into dark, and going to add this element right here. And now we can actually go ahead and create the generate report button. So going to go ahead. This one is going to be in blue. Let's change this to white. And let's simply make this one smaller. I'll be around 13 points. It's gonna be enough. Let's round up this button just a bit. I'm going to also add an icon which I'm going to add over here, and let's make this an auto layout button. So I'm simply going to use shift plus the alt key, or actually shift plus A, not the alt key, in order to make this into an auto layout. And here we go. Cool. So this is looking good so far. Now we're going to need a few items on the top. So one thing that I like to do is, before I go into the nitty-gritty of creating the component for an item, for a row where we need multiple items, is I'm simply going to create the high-level picture, and then I'm going to make this white, and probably I just want to add a small amount of shadow, something very light, so that I can keep track of the visuals around this. Alright, I'm going to write in cells, make it significantly smaller, bring this one right here, and going to go and add quite a bit of text. I'm going to duplicate it again, make it significantly smaller, plus 2.5%, and I'm going to make this in a green color. I'm also going to add an arrow. I just noticed that the color didn't pick up, so I'm simply going to adjust that. And here we go. I'm going to duplicate this. And now what I want to do is to basically copy the properties of this roboto font. So I'm going to use Option Command C and Option Command V in order to copy them. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to simply bring these guys below, group this, then duplicate it so that it matches the areas. I'm going to change the text. Let's bring this one closer, as well as this one here and this one as well. All right, you can just mix things up. When it comes to these values, it's just for entertainment purposes, so not a big deal. I'm going to write here -8.2. Shift plus V in order to flip it vertically, or you can simply tilt the arrow. And yeah, let's just make it quite visible. And that will work quite well, actually. All right, now it's time to create the graph. So let's go ahead and I'm probably going to make this one like that. Again, I'm going to select this background, Option Command C, Option Command V, in order to duplicate the subtle drop shadow. I'm going to add a few different lines. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to also add a legend. It's going to be 1000. Let's make this one a bit on the lighter side. Let's group it together, and I'm going to duplicate it a few times. Let's do one thing. Let's bring all to the left. 100. And as you can see, we have a few more than we expected. And this is working good. All right. I don't know what's up. There's planes and stuff going on outside, so part of doing these things live. I'm going to duplicate this a few times. All right, probably want to make these text just a little bit smaller. Didn't realize beforehand, but now that I'm really looking at these, probably something around these lines could work quite well. And we're gonna go ahead and add the graphs, which can simply squeeze in a little bit. Now, the way that these graphs are made, it's actually super simple. So simply use the pen tool. You can create the graph, change up the different points, and then once you're good, click on Ask, and you can change the color of the stroke. So pretty easy. Just saved just a little bit of time there. Create these, and also going to add this element on top, which again super easy. It's just a popover to indicate whenever a user hovers over a specific section of this graph. And yeah, just to text again, pop-ins, Roboto, pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and add the sections on the side. Or actually, before that, I forgot that we need the heading for this graph, of course. Otherwise, users won't know what this is all about. So let's go ahead and let's duplicate this. And we need the legend. So let's duplicate this. Marketing, sales, let's add a small circle. And yes, there we go. Now let's duplicate this, get over here and write cases sales. All right, so we have the base going for this, and the very next element is going to be the statistics, the hit rate and deals. So we're gonna go over here, and we're going to use the arc tool just a moment, then adjust the ratio and we're gonna make this one blue, turn it around and change it that. I'm going to add an icon in the middle. Let's make it be just a little bit bigger, and we're going to add these two elements. Probably going to give this one an auto, otherwise it's so hard to select it. And I'm going to also add the Roboto text. So this one is going to be 68% hit rate. This year. All right. Have absolutely no idea what's going on outside. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like all these noises of these planes. But yeah, hopefully I'll be fine by the end of the live. Let's increase this. I'm going to write in 66% deals this year. And we are going to add also the small graph. which is going to give us some further insights. Some reason I can't really manage to get this one. We're going to make it just a little bit smaller. It's all vector, so it's not really a problem in those regards. I'm going to bring this one here. Let's make the pop-ins text just a little bit smaller. Okay, cool. This is looking good. We're going to add this element here on the far right. And now we can move to the bottom section. So let's duplicate this. Let's write in average total sales. Let's add a sub headline right here below. Alright, so what we're gonna do next is we're going to actually borrow one of these elements. And going to duplicate this inside. And just change this one here. Make this element centered right here. It's probably going to be 60%. And let's bring this one here. Let's write in cases. And duplicate this all the way to the other side. Maybe make it 10%, 20%, something around these lines. And I'm going to simply, actually let's group this before. I'm going to copy and paste it just a few times. And although I'm not a fan of breaking the layout, I'm probably going to do it for just this this element. Let's also copy this info text right here, and I'm going to go ahead and add the green right here, and this one's going to be possibly a color around these lines, or maybe even a purple could work. But yeah, let's just keep it light with this color right here. All right, now at this point the only element that we need really is the last remaining graph, which is going to be very similar to the one that we already have. So I'm simply going to copy and paste the legend. What I can do is make it smaller in height and just reduce the width of all of these bar elements. And I'm going to bring this one up just a bit, and we can go ahead and add two rectangles similarly to the original, which again, these are just if we dissect it, and I'm simply going to bring all these all the way up to the top. And again, if we dissect these are rectangles with the color applied. Then double click, select these 2 points, you round them up all the way so that you get this nice rounded edge on the top. So you can simply add a few, select these, distribute horizontal spacing, bring them over here, and I can add the text right beneath them, center it. This can be January. Let's use the auto width for this case. Duplicate just a few times. And here we go. We can adjust these. Just be sure to double check afterwards the top level edges elements. And yeah, we pretty much have it. So really hope this video was helpful. If you want to learn more about Figma or UI UX design, feel free to check out my channel. I'm a designer with over a decade of experience. So I'm sharing my experience right here in these YouTube videos, as well as other social like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. So feel free to check it out, and I'll see you in the very next video.